In this video, I'll be walking through how we sound deadened my 2020 Peugeot Expert. The first step was to remove the ply lining so we could access the van's walls. We used an electric screwdriver for most of the screws, but some did need to be removed by hand. Underneath the ply lining there were some more sections of wood. These used expansion clips that could also be removed by hand. We saved both the ply lining and the screws so they can be reused later on in the build. The next step was to install the sound deadening mats. For this step we used a Stanley knife, measuring tape and gloves, as the mats can be sharp after they've been cut. Here we are installing the mats. This part of the build is very easy. We only needed to cut a few to fit them into the smaller sections of the van. I originally ordered a pack of 20 mats but ended up using 40 in total for this build, even though that may have been a bit overkill. Here's how the van sounded before and after installing the mats. The next step was to install thermoacoustic insulation on the wheel arches. But before that we removed the wood flooring so we could cover the wheel arches more easily, as well as making way for the next steps in our van conversion. We used the electric screwdriver again to remove the wooden floor, but some of the rusted screws did require drilling to get out. The floor came out in two pieces and one metal bit of trim needed to be removed to separate them, which again was rusted. After the wooden flooring was removed, the next step was to add sound deadening to the wheel arches. This would help eliminate road noise. We used a roll of 10mm thick acoustic thermo insulation, a measuring tape and some cardboard to make a stencil, and a pen and some sharp knives. After measuring out the shapes that we would need, we transcribed them onto the insulation. After checking they're the right size, they were ready to go in the van. Once all the pieces were fitted, we used aluminium foil to cover up any gaps, as this also counts as the first part of our installation. And this is the van at the end of the first step of our conversion.